Snub-nose revolvers have earned a mixed reputation, respected for their concealability, dismissed for their unpredictable recoil and accuracy. In the world of handguns, they are often treated as compromises, carried out of necessity, not admiration. But that lazy generalization doesn't hold up when you actually shoot the right ones. There are snubbies out there that hit like hammers, track like lasers, and leave full-size revolvers questioning their job security. They don't just bark, they bite. And they do it with control, precision, and authority that far exceeds their size. These aren't backup guns. These are purpose-built, power-packed machines that redefine what a short-barreled wheel gun can do. Today, we're getting into 7 snub-nose revolvers that break every rule. Each one has earned its spot for one reason. They shoot like full-size revolvers, and they don't apologize for it. Let's get into it. Polymer and revolver weren't supposed to mix. At least, that was the unspoken rule, until Ruger shattered it with the LCR. This little sidearm doesn't just challenge tradition, it steps over the old guard like it's standing still. The LCR isn't about looking pretty. It's built to function. Every curve, every component, every ounce of it. At its heart is a friction-reducing cam trigger system. Most snubbies stack like bricks when you pull through the double action. Not this one. The trigger on the LCR flows. It's clean, smooth, and surprisingly predictable. That means you get consistent shot timing and tighter groups without having to fight the gun. Then there's the grip, hogue-taming. That name isn't marketing fluff. It lives up to it. The recoil from 38 Special Plus P loads, which usually slap your hand in a compact revolver, gets soaked up like rain into the desert. The polymer lower frame plays a big role here. It's not just for weight savings. It helps absorb energy without passing it straight through your wrist. Everything about this gun says modern. It doesn't creak with nostalgia. It doesn't whisper about the past. It's loud and proud about what it is, a highly engineered, purpose-built tool designed to shoot better than it should. Plenty of folks have stepped up to a range expecting a snappy, wild ride from the LCR and walked away with tighter groups than they'd ever managed from their service-size revolvers. It's not a fluke. It's not luck. It's Ruger engineering paired with smart design choices. You can keep your nickel-plated antiques. I'll take the polymer mutant that punches above its weight all day long. You don't expect elegance from a 357 snub-nose. Brutality? Sure. Thunder? Absolutely. But the Kimber K6? This revolver steps onto the range like it was crafted for tuxedos and silk gloves, then proceeds to break targets with deadly precision. Under that refined stainless finish, 6 full-caliber chambers stand ready. Yes, 6 shots of 357 Magnum, packed into a compact, carry-friendly platform that doesn't feel like you're lugging around a cannon. At the heart of the K6 is its DASA trigger. The pull is one of the smoothest you'll find straight from the factory. It doesn't override your finger or throw surprise delays. It moves purposefully, breaks crisply, and resets cleanly. Whether you're in double action or single action, the experience is consistent and trustworthy. That sophisticated performance extends into recoil management. The wraparound rubber grip isn't just for show, it's engineered to quash muzzle rise and protect your hand from sharp impulse. When shooters handle full-power 357 loads, the result isn't a whiplash slap. It's disciplined, controlled blasts that fly straight downrange. Even full-size revolvers often don't manage 357 recoil this gracefully. Real-world feedback from multiple range reports consistently highlights the K6's ability to maintain tight groupings at 15 yards, even under rapid-fire sequences. Shooters note that, unlike other snubbies, the K6 doesn't punish follow-up shots. Instead, it encourages confident, accurate strings every time. The sights deserve mention too. That full-size style 3-dot setup quickly catches the eye, aligns easily under pressure, and refuses to drift even through extended use. This is performance-grade hardware on a compact wheel gun. No compromises. Some guns whisper their quality. The K6 doesn't whisper. It declares it, with every shot. It won't steal the spotlight or demand admiration, but if sophistication carried firepower, it would certainly wear this caliber well. At just under 15 ounces, the Smith & Wesson 6th 42, Ultimate Carry feels more like pocket lint than a weapon, but the moment it fires, the illusion shatters. What you're left with is a revolver that proves weight isn't the only measure of control. This J-frame has long held its place as the gold standard for deep concealment, but this upgraded variant tightens the tolerances, smooths the trigger, and adds refinements that bring real performance to the table. The double-action only trigger has been tuned for consistency and predictability. It doesn't stack, it doesn't lurch, it travels like a well-oiled machine from start to break. That matters, because when you're working with such a small sight radius and short barrel, you can't afford uncertainty in the trigger. A smooth, deliberate press makes all the difference, and this gun gives you that out of the box, without any garage polishing tricks. Despite its aluminum alloy frame, the 642 doesn't punish the hand. A soft rubber grip gives the middle and ring fingers a solid purchase, and the slight palm swell helps anchor the gun during +P loads. It's not soft, but it's manageable and repeatable. The sights are basic, but they align quickly and naturally, especially at the 7 to 10 yard range. At that distance, this little fighter delivers groups that don't lie. It's not fancy, but it hits what it needs to, and it does so with consistency. Plenty of ultralight snubs flinch off target by the second shot. The 642 Ultimate Carry stays planted. It behaves like it's heavier than it is, and that trait makes it deadly efficient. This is no throwaway backup. It's a working revolver that happens to vanish into a pocket. The return of Colt's snake guns stirred up the revolver world, but none did it quite like the King Cobra Carry. This isn't a nostalgic nod to the past. It's a calculated redesign with one goal in mind: to make a concealed revolver that hits like a service weapon without the bulk. The stainless steel frame gives the King Cobra Carry a solid presence in the hand. At around 26 ounces, it brings enough weight to the table to manage 357 Magnum loads without flinching. That's the key. Plenty of snubbies can fire 357, but not many can handle it. This one does. Colt didn't cut corners. The overmolded Hogue grip isn't just comfortable. It wraps around the backstrap to soak up recoil and keep the bore aligned during repeated fire. The result is a revolver that doesn't fight you back. The follow-up shots stay straight, and the gun recovers quickly. Even with hotter rounds, the DAO trigger is clean and surprisingly short for its class. No creep, no slack, no guesswork. It breaks with a sense of purpose, and that gives the shooter confidence. Not just in hitting, but in hitting again, quickly. At the front end, a brass bead sight keeps things simple and visible. It's not cluttered with dots or fiber optics. It's a fast, rugged system that lines up instinctively at close to mid-range distances. The King Cobra Carry delivers that rare combination: power, control, and concealment in equal parts. It's the kind of revolver that doesn't beg for attention but commands respect once it's in hand. This isn't a classic reissued for collectors. It's a fighting revolver dressed in stainless steel, designed to work hard and punch far above its size class. Colt brought the snake back to bite, and it bites with precision. The Chiappa Rhino 20DS doesn't just challenge the rules of revolver design, it completely rewrites the playbook. At first glance, it looks like a sci-fi prop, but once you understand the engineering behind it, you realize this isn't a novelty, it's a strategy. Most revolvers send recoil upward. That's just how the geometry of the design works. Barrel above the grip, muzzle flips up, wrist compensates. The Rhino flips that whole idea. Its barrel is aligned with the bottom chamber of the cylinder, not the top. That lowers the bore axis dramatically, putting the recoil impulse directly into the shooter's hand instead of above it. The result isn't just measurable, it's visible. Instead of the muzzle snapping skyward after every shot, the Rhino pushes straight back. That translates to faster follow-ups, tighter control, and far less fatigue over extended shooting. In terms of feel, the Rhino is unusual, but not unfriendly. The grip sits lower than on most snubs, and the trigger reach feels longer at first, but once you get familiar with the layout, it clicks. The DAO trigger is deliberate, with a defined break, not heavy, but purposeful. There's no vagueness here. With a 2-inch barrel and around 24 ounces of weight, the 20DS handles both 38 Special and 357 Magnum with surprising civility. The balance is centered, and the all-metal frame soaks up recoil with authority. Sights on this revolver are modern: angled rear notch, fiber optic front. They line up intuitively, and the barrel placement naturally brings the front sight closer to eye level than traditional snubbies. This isn't a gun you carry just because it's compact. It's one you carry because it does things other revolvers can't. The Rhino isn't trying to be different. It's trying to be better. And in the right hands, it absolutely is. Taurus has had its share of critics, and in many cases, they earned them. But that reputation no longer fits what the 856 Defender has become. This is a revolver that feels like it grew up, got serious, and came back stronger than expected. The 856 Defender takes a familiar form, a 6-shot, small frame 38 special revolver with a 2-inch barrel, but adds details that elevate it from budget option to legitimate contender. For starters, the capacity. Most snubbies give you 5 shots. This one gives you 6 without bloating the frame. That extra round matters more than it seems, especially when follow-up shots are easy to land. At 22 ounces, the 856 strikes a solid balance between heft and portability. It isn't featherlight, but that's why it works. The weight calms down plus P-loads, while the rubber grip wraps the frame in a comfort and grip texture that actually matters when hands get sweaty or cold. The trigger is diao, and it's better than expected. It isn't stagey or spongy. It rolls through clean, with enough resistance to feel deliberate but not punishing. That's critical in a revolver like this. Consistency is accuracy. Sights are simple and effective. The front sight comes with a factory-installed night sight option, and the rear channel is clean and uncluttered. There's nothing fancy, but everything does its job without distraction. Taurus didn't reinvent anything here. What they did was fix what mattered and refine the parts shooters actually use. The 856 Defender isn't flashy. It's capable. And for shooters who want something that performs like a full size without the size, this one earns its place through function, not flair. It's not the loudest gun in the room, but it might be the smartest one. The Ruger SP-101 doesn't try to charm you. It doesn't dress up in tactical trim or chase sleek lines. What it offers is raw, unapologetic substance. A solid block of stainless steel engineered to shoot like a revolver twice its size. With its 2.25-inch barrel and 25 to 26-ounce weight, the SP-101 isn't exactly a featherweight snubby, and that's the point. This revolver embraces mass to absorb recoil and stabilize each shot. The result is a shooting experience that feels closer to a K-frame duty gun than anything typically classified as compact. The frame is overbuilt by design. It's not excessive, it's purposeful. That extra steel soaks up the punch of .357 Magnum rounds and delivers them with authority, not chaos. Unlike lighter guns that buck and rise with every trigger pull, the SP-101 stays in line, allowing fast second shots and more accurate strings. Ruger didn't skimp on ergonomics either. The rubber grip with integrated hardwood panels is a smart blend of form and function. It fills the hand, controls muzzle rise, and gives the shooter just enough texture without feeling abrasive during long sessions. The double-action trigger is heavier than some, but it's consistent, smooth through the pull, with a clean break and no drama. For defensive shooting, that predictability matters more than a light pull weight. And the single-action mode? It's crisp and reliable. Sights are functional, a fixed rear notch and pinned front blade, no gimmicks, no fuss. They're rugged, they align fast, and they hold point of aim even after a steady diet of Magnum loads. The SP-101 may not be trendy, but it has something most trendy guns don't. Longevity. This is the revolver you pass down, not phase out. It shoots like a full size not because it wants to, but because it can. No compromises, no shortcuts, just workhorse performance in a compact frame that takes its job seriously. Snub-nose revolvers have come a long way from their roots as mere backup guns. These 7 models prove that with the right engineering, thoughtful design, and real-world purpose, small can absolutely shoot big. They don't ask for second chances. They deliver on the first trigger pull. If you've run any of these revolvers or carry one regularly, I want to hear how they've worked for you. Drop it in the comments, share your setup, or tell me which one surprised you most. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.